When passion crosses the line, ordinary life turns into a sophisticated psychological game. At first glance, the main character, Erica Cohort, appears to be the embodiment of strictness and professionalism. She is a respected professor at the prestigious Vienna Conservatory, flawlessly performing classical music. However, behind this flawless facade lies a deeply unhappy, lonely, and emotionally damaged woman. Erica shares an apartment with her domineering and controlling mother, who literally doesn't let her take a single step without reproach. Her mother checks her belongings, throws fits over the slightest tardiness or the purchase of a new dress, and completely dominates her daughter, depriving her of any privacy. As a result of this total control, Erica has built a powerful emotional armor around herself, and her repressed desires have transformed into secret, extremely dark, and destructive hobbies. She numbs her inner emptiness and pain by secretly attending movie theaters and spying on other people's lives in parking lots. Erica's familiar world begins to crumble when Walter Clemmer, a young, charming, and incredibly talented technical student who also happens to be a virtuoso piano player, enters her life. Walter is captivated by his strict teacher and is determined to win her heart at all costs. To get closer to her, he even passes a challenging audition and is accepted into her class at the conservatory. Walter openly expresses his interest in Erica, tries to woo her, and expects a classic romance full of romance and passion. However, he has no idea what inner demons he will soon face. Erica, accustomed to control and terrified of genuine intimacy, perceives his advances as a threat to her safety, yet at the same time feels a strong attraction to him. Instead of their usual dates, Erica decides to involve Walter in her perverse game. She hands him a detailed letter outlining her most secret and shocking fantasies. In this message, she demands Walter's complete submission, but not in the usual romantic sense. She wants him to tie her up. For Walter, who expected reciprocal affection from his lover, this confession comes as a real shock. His idealized image of an elegant music teacher is shattered. At first, the young man is deeply disgusted and tries to talk to Erica sincerely, urging her to have a normal relationship, but she remains cold and adamant, insisting that this is the only possible way for her to be together. Meanwhile, tensions are mounting at the conservatory. Erica displays a hidden cruelty, not only toward herself, but also toward those around her. When one of her talented students, a young woman named Anna, prepares for an important performance, Erica, out of envy and malice, secretly slips shards of glass into her coat pocket. As a result, Anna seriously injures her hand and can no longer play, ruining her musical career forever. This act clearly demonstrates how deeply rooted cruelty is in the protagonist's soul. Meanwhile, the relationship between Erica and Walter reaches a critical point. Rejected in his pure intentions and hurt by his teacher's behavior, Walter decides to accept her rules but in his own way. He comes to her home when her mother is away and cruelly carries out her letter request, but without her consent, turning the fantasy into a living nightmare. At this moment, Erica realizes she has completely lost control of the situation, and her imaginary games have turned into real destructive pain that brings her no satisfaction. The day after that terrible night, Erica attends a concert at the conservatory where Walter is scheduled to perform. She sees him in the hallway, confident, cheerful, interacting with others as if nothing had happened. He has completely freed himself from her spell and broken her hold on him. Erica realizes that her inner world has been completely shattered and she is left completely alone with her insurmountable problems and her domineering mother.